Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. China has hit back over what they say are groundless claims that it carried out a major cyber attack against the tech giant Microsoft. The United States and its allies have accused China of hacking Microsoft Exchange, a popular email platform used by companies worldwide. China's foreign ministry spokesman said the accusations were politically motivated and the United States had not provided enough evidence. 4 Chinese nationals have been charged in the global hacking campaign aimed at dozens of companies. Mali's interim president Assimi Goïta has been attacked by 2 armed men, including one wielding a knife. The attack took place during prayers in the Great Mosque in the capital Bamako, amid festivities for the Islamic festival of Eid al-Adha. Goïta has since been taken from the scene, according to a journalist who witnessed the attack. The president was sworn into office last month, despite facing a diplomatic backlash over his second power grab in 9 months. Funerals have been held for the 30 people that were killed in a bomb attack on a busy market in the Iraqi capital Baghdad. The device, which also wounded more than 60 people, exploded in the Al-Wuhulait market as families prepared for Eid. It was the deadliest bombing in Baghdad in 6 months. The Islamic State group claimed it was behind the blast, saying one of its members detonated an explosive vest. Women and children were among the dead and some shops burned down as a result of the explosion. Billionaire Jeff Bezos has blasted into space in the first crewed flight of his rocket ship New Shepard. The world's richest person aboard his company Blue Origin launch vehicle completed a suborbital flight at the edge of space, also known as Kármán line, which defines the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and space. New Shepard is designed to serve the burgeoning market for space tourism. The launch comes 9 days after Bezos' space tourism rival, Sir Richard Branson, flew high above the Earth on his Virgin Galactic space plane. The massive wildfire in Oregon in the US has become so intense that it is creating its own weather. That's according to local scientists. The bootleg fire has already burned through more than 300,000 acres, prompting thousands of evacuations. It's so big that the huge ash clouds it produces can cause lightning and winds to blow in different directions. The fire has already burnt an area larger than the city of Los Angeles. It is one of more than 80 major fires raging across 13 US states, spurred by heat waves and high winds. President Castillo has been declared President-elect of Peru weeks after winning the popular vote in a tightly contested runoff election. The country's election authority announced its verdict after reviewing claims of electoral fraud by his right-wing rival, Keiko Fujimori. Mr. Castillo, a 51-year-old former schoolteacher and union leader, secured just over 50% of the votes. During his presidential campaign, he pledged to nationalize Peru's lucrative mining and hydrocarbon sectors and said he would aim to create 1 million new jobs in a year. Costa Rican police have seized 4.3 tons of cocaine originating from Colombia in the nation's second largest drug bust ever. Major cocaine busts in recent years have stoked fears that Costa Rica has become an important transit country for Colombian drugs heading toward Europe. The shipment of cocaine was transported in a container loaded with ceramic floor tiling aboard a commercial ship that arrived at the Costa Rican port of Moine from Colombia's Caribbean port of Turbo. China's eastern port city Qingdao has experienced the worst ever algae infestation in the region. More than 1,700 square kilometers of coastal area have been blanketed by the green seaweed, also known as green tide. More than 1 million tons of algae is expected to be removed from coastal waters. And finally, burpees are one of the exercises that many people try to avoid, but that's not the case for a Brazilian who set a new Guinness World Record. Cassiano Rodrigues Laureano managed to do 951 burpees in just 1 hour. He then collapsed on the floor, clearly very emotional at the achievement. He had trained for around 9 months before setting the record. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.